Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DNS Adventures, and today we are going to talk leaf blowers. We're going to be comparing this battery powered leaf blower to this gas powered leaf blower. So for the lithium battery power, I'm using the Milwaukee M18 fueled leaf blower. And then for the gas powered, I am using the Husqvarna 125B. So this is basically a smaller homeowner leaf blower and kind of the same with this lithium version. So I'll be slapping in some B-roll here just to kind of show you some of the footage of the comparison between these two. But as far as power goes, our first category here, as far as the lithium goes, it has 120 mile per hour wind max on this thing, and Husqvarna has 170 mile per hour winds. I'm not really sure if those ratings actually are accurate or not, but we'll show you here in a second the actual power comparison between the two. Sorry if this is shaky footage. I have the GoPro tucked in my jacket right now so I can use both hands. I have the power! All right, that was a little cringy, right? All right, see if I can do this. See me walking all weird in the background. That's funny. Oh, you're gonna come help me film? Yeah. This is a little hard. I also got to angle this Husqvarna right because it has that little dip to it. So if I'm not angling it right, it makes it look like this is more powerful. Overall though, the Husqvarna definitely has a lot more power than the Milwaukee. So lithium batteries have definitely made some advances in technology over recent years. Definitely a lot better than the nickel metal hydride batteries they used to use in devices like these. You can get more cycles out of them and they just last longer. They're just a lot better batteries overall. But gas-powered leaf blowers are definitely still leading the race as far as power goes. As far as price goes, you can buy one of these without any batteries or anything for about $170. And I just got this recently for $170 as well. So base model without anything added to them, they're both about the same price. However, to get batteries added on, these are about 70 bucks each for these 5 amp hour batteries. And obviously the price of gas depends if you use pre-mixed fuel, mix your own. But overall, initial cost, gas is a lot cheaper as far as that goes to actually power the thing. But over time, there might be an advantage using these lithium batteries. Right now though, I'll include a link in the description below. I saw on Home Depot, they have a package deal, a Black Friday package deal out there where you can get this Milwaukee leaf blower for $200, and it comes with 2 5 amp hour batteries, a charger for those 5 amp hour batteries, and a bag to put it all in. That is an extremely good deal for this Milwaukee battery power leaf blower if you are interested in getting one of these. So I'll include that in the link below. And if you're watching after Black Friday, I mean, you can wait till next year's Black Friday. Maybe they'll have a different deal. Or I'll include like an Amazon link to, it's probably $170 and whatever these batteries are separately. So as far as stinky air goes, obviously the lithium blower here wins. If you do use this, I do smell like gas after using the leaf blower, just like any 2-cycle engine. If that's no factor to you, then that's no factor to you. But if you don't like smelling like gas after using a leaf blower, then maybe the lithium power is for you. As far as weight goes, this one you can tell slightly is a little bit heavier than this one. The actual weight, this is about 4.9 pounds without the battery on it. I think this was like 9.4 pounds without the battery on it. So we're only talking about 5 pounds difference. You put the battery pack on here, it's probably about a pound more. You fill this up with gas, it's probably a little less than a pound more. I think the battery might weigh a little bit more than this gas does. But either way, there's not a huge difference. If you're using it for a long time throughout the day, you will notice a little bit more fatigue using the gas powered than the lithium powered. So Deanna's going to give her opinion as far as weight goes. Can you tell a big difference between the two?
Not a huge amount, but I know that this one's heavier. Let me try with my other hand since I'm left-handed. Yeah, that's more noticeable. This one's definitely heavier. I think, yeah, I wouldn't be able to hold this one for very long, but I know I can do this one.
That one, is it still kind of heavy to you?
It's still kind of heavy to me though, so I find when I'm using this that I will kind of switch off my hands. I'll either do this for a little while, or I'll kind of hold it like this. Like, it helps me to support it with both hands. So I know that one would make my arms pretty tired.
Yeah, she hasn't used this one yet, so it is a little bit of a biased opinion.
Yeah.
But just off weight alone, yeah, that one's obviously could be an advantage.
Yeah.
As far as maintenance goes, well, this thing really doesn't have a whole lot of maintenance involved in it. You just try to keep it clean and you don't bang it around, charge your batteries, and well, that's about all there is to it. This is a fairly maintenance-free piece of equipment. Going to a 2-stroke engine, obviously you have to put clean fuel in there. You don't want to have gas sitting in there all winter long if you're not using it. Make sure you use up all the gas so you don't have a residue stuck in your engine, clogging it up over time. You got to change your spark plugs, and on the back here there is an air filter that you have to change out every once in a while. The time of use is really what separates these two pieces of equipment. The Milwaukee with a 5 amp hour battery, I can get about 20 minutes. That's all I can really do. I'm not going full throttle the entire time, but most of the time I am using full throttle, and I go through that 5 amp hour battery very quickly. I have 2 5 amp hour batteries, so I was pretty much limited to about 40 minutes of leaf blowing each day. And if you have a big enough yard, that can definitely be a cause of concern. That is why I did end up buying this Husqvarna recently, is because using the gas, you don't have to wait for the batteries to recharge if you only have a few amount of batteries. So that is one of the main reasons I did buy the Husqvarna, is the time I can spend out here blowing leaves, because it lasts about 40 to 50 minutes per little dinky tank of gas. So I can do twice as long without having to switch things out. And you just have to add more gas in there, and you don't have to wait for anything to recharge. Also, when you're using the lithium power, you don't have as much power, so it does take you a little bit longer to blow those leaves around than with your slightly more powerful gasoline version. As far as the functionality goes, they both pretty much have the same features here. They both have a lock. Here's the lock on the lithium. Oh, that's plugged in right there. So when you're running this, you can just pull this trigger here, lock it into place, and that just keeps it running for you. Same deal on the Husqvarna. You just pull this down and you can lock the trigger in place with that little mechanism up there. So they both have that feature. The Milwaukee has 2 speeds. They have a bunny speed and a slow speed, but the slow speed I've found is to be pretty much worthless unless you're just like clearing off your porch or something like that and you don't want full speed for whatever reason. Here's a quick little demo on the turtle speed so you can see. So it kind of struggles a bit more getting those little bit thicker piles going. That's why I always leave it in the bunny speed. And as far as controlling speed on here, obviously you just don't pull the trigger as hard for the gas, but it is kind of sensitive, so there isn't a whole lot of wiggle room to go to a lower speed on the Husqvarna. It's pretty much full throttle or not full throttle. There's a little bit of wiggle room where you don't use as much. But one more feature on this, obviously it has the kill switch on the top. Turn this guy off, you stop squeezing. Next test I'm going to do here is the sound meter. I'm not sure how accurate this is. I did take it to a NASCAR.
Learn about crypto.
So I'm not sure how accurate the sound meter is. I did take it to a NASCAR race and it did go off the charts when the cars were going around the track. I was just curious. But I'm going to test the noise level between the two of these. I'm assuming the gas is probably a tad bit louder, but we'll see here based off the sound meter. Just talking, I'm already going up to about 75 or so. So we'll see how that is compared to me talking. I'll try to keep these about the same distance away. So it goes about 87 decibels right next to it. Just sitting idle here, not really doing anything. It's about 85 to 88 decibels. I've cranked this thing up. Looks like it goes about upper 80s to lower 90s, or it doesn't have a whole lot of noise to it once you fire this thing up. So one thing I forgot to mention is Husqvarna does have two different end tips for this. There's the opened end like this, then one that kind of comes to a point. Overall conclusion, it really kind of depends on your situation. If you have a large yard with a lot of trees, I personally would go with the gas because it does last longer and quickly. It's quicker to add more gas than to have a bunch more batteries charged up waiting for those to charge, unless you have a bunch of batteries that are sitting around. It just kind of depends on the cost benefit to you. If it's better to have a bunch of batteries, go that route. If you rather use gas, go with the gas. I like to use my Milwaukee rather than the gas for gutters, just because it's lighter weight and it's easier to maneuver, and I don't have exhaust blowing on my face while I'm lifting it up into the gutters. But then again, there's also attachments you can buy for, I think probably for both of these leaf blowers, where you can hook those up, longer tubes to the end of this, and put those up to your gutter. So it just depends if you want to buy that attachment or get on the ladder and use it. One could be better than the other for that. The Milwaukee is a lot easier to use since it is a little bit lighter when there isn't a thick layer of leaves down. But if the leaves are wet, the gas blower definitely outperforms the battery powered blower. Honestly, like them both, and will continue to use both of them since I have both of them. For the bigger jobs, I will use the gas, and for the smaller jobs, I will use the Milwaukee. If we had a slightly smaller yard, if like a half-acre yard with fewer trees, obviously we are surrounded by trees here, I would probably just use the Milwaukee. But as I learned over the past year using the Milwaukee just doesn't give me enough time out here to get all leaves. I kind of have to do a little bit each day and wait for the batteries to charge, and I didn't want to spend a bunch more money on batteries. So I went to the Husqvarna to get the job done in one sweep rather than having to do a bunch of smaller sweeps with the Milwaukee. Well guys, I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this comparison. If there's other comparisons you'd like me to do, and I can do those and leave my results in the comments section below or in the description. I can add those in later. Yeah, just let me know if you have any questions, or if there's other tests you've done, or if you just have any other comments on this video, leave those down below, and I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it. Well guys, if you did like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos like it. I don't do a whole bunch of review videos like this. I try to do more adventure videos, but since we do have a bit of a homestead property, I'm now mixing those videos in as well. So you'll get a little bit of this and you'll get a little bit of adventure video on the side. So just depends on what we're doing during the weekend. I will see you guys in the next one, and as always, adventure on.